And tonight, justice for Rachel Morin, the illegal immigrant who raped and murdered the Maryland mother of 5 in 2023, was found guilty on all counts. The jury, they deliberated for less than an hour before deciding to convict. Now, that's how clear-cut this case was. So while justice did prevail in this case, Rachel should be alive today. Her killer should never have been allowed into our country. There's blood on the hands of every single person that allowed this to happen. Democrats have allowed over 12 million plus illegals, gotaways, including known terrorists, murderers, rapists, other violent criminals, drug dealers, cartel members into our country. And even today, they are championing their so-called rights over your safety. How many more Americans will be victims to these violent criminals committed by these Biden-Harris illegals? Anyway, tonight, our thoughts and prayers are with everyone in Rachel's family, her 5 children, and her mother, Patty Morin, who joins us now. Patty, thank you for being with us. I appreciate it. I've had the opportunity to talk to you before, and I want to get your reaction to the verdict. And it will never bring back your daughter. It will never bring back the mother of your 5 grandchildren. How do you feel about it? Maybe you have some vindication, but I'm sure it's in a lot of ways hollow, right?
Yeah. First, you have to understand, and I think the American people don't understand the gruesome brutality of the crime. And a lot of the details were left out when they gave us kind of like the outline of what they were going to present to the prosecutors. But when you were actually sitting in the courtroom, when we were there for the whole trial, and they showed over 500 pieces of evidence and very, very graphic crime scene photos and autopsy photos. And when you saw that 3/4 of her brain was hemorrhaged, that 3/4 of her skull was bashed in, she had a 6-inch square in the back of her head where the skull was shattered the way that you would crush an eggshell. She had her face was bashed in. She had literally bruises, contusions, scrapes all over her body. The murderer dragged her 150 yards as blood gushed out of her head into the tunnel. And then he put her up against the tunnel wall and raped her. And you could see her body, and you see the outline of blood from her head running down. So you see the outline of her body and blood on the tunnel wall. These are the kind of people that the Biden-Harris administration has allowed into our country. And they think that it's okay to defend them instead of defending my daughter and protecting us. I don't understand that. So I'm having seen the evidence and seen the gruesome brutality that my daughter had to endure. I am very grateful to all the law enforcement and all the investigation and all the different law enforcement agencies that work to find the suspect and to bring him to justice. So when we heard the verdict, it was very sad because we had to relive and see everything that my daughter suffered. But then at the same time, we were convinced that this was the murderer and that justice was served.
No mother should have to live through what you've lived through and had to sit through a trial like this. It was the most preventable national security crisis that was created. Did you ever get a call from Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Alejandro Mayorkas or your Senator Von Hollen, who made a big deal about he's going to go to El Salvador and bring home this one illegal from El Salvador, who Democrats are saying had no business being sent back to his home country. He was in this country illegally, and I will point out that that it was determined by a judge that the respondent is a gang member in this case. And did they ever call you? And what are your thoughts on your senator going to bat for this illegal? But did he ever say anything to you and your family about your loss? To ever call you, ever take the time to be with you?
No, actually, I'm very angry. I'm actually outraged, but I'm too sad at the moment to show anger at the same time. He did not call our family. He did not give condolences. There was no action on the Democratic Party in any way, from Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Mayorkas, anyone here in Maryland, none of the senators did anything to help search for the murderer of my daughter.
And nobody called you?
Nope. I didn't receive a call from anybody. I did receive, after President Trump called, I did receive a call from Governor Westmore. And, he just repeated himself a couple of times, just saying that he gives his condolences and if there's anything that they can do. But they just seemed like hollow words to me, that they wanted to make sure, because President Trump wasn't president yet, and he called me, that he should do something being the governor. But it was like an afterthought, not that he genuinely cared.
Are the kids okay? How are the kids doing, Patty?
They're having a hard time. 2 of her daughters testified at the trial. And it was so heartbreaking, because one of the things that we were asked as a family was not to have any outbursts, of emotions, so that we didn't sway the jury one way or the other. And my granddaughter was on the stand, and she couldn't contain herself. She was crying when she was remembering the last time she spoke with her mom, and the last text messages. And you heard her when she walked out of the courtroom after her testimony, and she just couldn't contain it anymore. She was just sobbing so hard. It was so heart-wrenching. People don't realize
are with you, Patty.
How much pain this has cost. Thank you.
Our prayers are with you and those kids, and may God grant you all the peace that you all deserve. I'm so sorry that you went through that, and what's so sad is it's so preventable. I'm glad at least justice was served in this case, but it will never bring back your mother. It will never bring back never bring back your daughter or the mother of your grandchildren. And we appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.